Terence Crawford has reached a point in his career where time no longer dictates his future. He dictates time. Every move he makes now feels deliberate, sharpened, almost regal. And after conquering Saul Canelo Alvarez and cementing himself as the first male boxer in history to become undisputed in 3 separate weight classes, Crawford is not slowing down. In fact, he's accelerating into territory most fighters never dare to approach. His next mission is already in motion, and this time the target is the undefeated, heavy-handed Kazakh champion Janibek Alimkhanuly, a fighter many insiders believe could be the most dangerous stylistic challenge Crawford has ever faced. The announcement didn't come with loud theatrics or flashy posters. It came with a simple message on social media. Crawford, as calm as ever, pointed to his eyes and declared he is watching closely. When Crawford speaks, the boxing world listens, and when he sets his sights on someone, that fighter immediately becomes part of a story that feels bigger than them both. Janibek, carrying the WBO and IBF world titles with a spotless record of 17 wins and 12 knockouts, wasted no time firing back, proclaiming that the best must face the best. Without hesitation, he accepted the idea of a future showdown, and the tension between them took shape instantly. 2 undefeated champions, one king chasing immortality, the other hungry to carve his name into global recognition. It is a collision that feels inevitable. The fascinating thing about Crawford's pursuit of Janibek is how it highlights the evolution of his ambitions. Once he unified at 140, the world assumed he would settle as a welterweight legend. But Crawford broke Errol Spence, then rose into super middleweight to dethrone Canelo with precision that stunned even his supporters. The natural next chapter isn't simply defending a crown. It's transcending boundaries. When Crawford says he wants to dominate at 160, he means rewriting history in a way that forces future generations to utter his name whenever boxing greatness is discussed. He wants 6 weight class titles, undisputed in 4. He wants an argument-free legacy. If he succeeds, he steps into mythical air, joining the likes of Henry Armstrong and Sugar Ray Robinson in a category reserved for the nearly impossible. But Janibek is not a stepping stone. Many analysts believe he is the fighter Crawford should avoid if he wants to retire undefeated. Tim Bradley, a Hall of Famer known for his blunt honesty, called Janibek a cold fighter, a killer, someone with angles, power, precision and size that few men can solve. Max Kellerman compared the Kazakh champion's danger level to that of Alexander Usyk, warning that fighters like Janibek break rhythm, bend geometry, and create puzzles that even great champions struggle with. And yet Crawford seems unfazed. To him, greatness isn't simply about winning. It's about choosing the mountain nobody else wants to climb. Still, as the hype built toward a potential bout, news broke that Janibek's doping test returned an unclear result. He claimed the first test was clean, the second one confusing, and requested another. The uncertainty threw the middleweight division into chaos. His upcoming unification bout with Arislandi Lara suddenly appeared at risk, leaving Crawford's gateway to 160 in limbo. If Janibek's situation escalates, a fight with him becomes complicated. And Crawford, now a 3-division undisputed champion, cannot wait forever. This is where Arislandi Lara re-enters the picture. Lara, still the WBA middleweight champion at 42 years old, continues to defy expectations. His recent win against Gonzalez reminded the world why he has been one of boxing's most avoided fighters for nearly 2 decades. But it also highlighted the reality that his best years are behind him. Some fans argue Crawford versus Lara needs to happen next. Others insist it adds nothing meaningful to Crawford's legacy. A few even warn that Lara's style, while aging, is tricky enough to spoil momentum. But the truth is simple. If Crawford wants undisputed at 160, Lara becomes part of the landscape, and the world will follow wherever he decides to step. Meanwhile, the middleweight division is beginning to swirl with new possibilities. Carlos Adams has inserted his name into the conversation, holding the WBC title and offering another potential route to unification. Even as some pundits claim Janibek is overrated, others argue he has fought no elite opposition, leaving question marks Crawford himself could answer. And hovering on the outside is Vergil Ortiz, young, powerful, undefeated, and ready to test himself against the absolute best. Ortiz has outright declared he wants Crawford, not out of disrespect but out of admiration. He sees Crawford as the pinnacle, the man whose scalp defines a career. Fighters like Ortiz aren't calling him out because he is vulnerable. They're calling him out because beating Crawford turns a contender into a legend. And so, Crawford stands at a crossroads with more options than any fighter in the sport. He could pursue Janibek and chase historically unprecedented glory. He could meet Lara and capture another belt with surgical brilliance. He could give Ortiz the biggest opportunity of his life. Or he could continue asserting his dominance at 168 and await Canelo's recovery for the rematch the world still craves. But the most captivating part is that Crawford is in complete control. For the first time in his career, he is not waiting for anybody. The sport is moving around him, not the other way around. What remains undeniable is that Crawford is in a rare chapter of greatness. He is becoming the fighter generations will study, the name that historians will revisit, the standard by which future champions are measured. And as he now eyes a move down to middleweight, the boxing landscape trembles in anticipation. The question is not whether he will succeed. The question is which era of history he wants to rewrite first. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Terence Crawford's unfolding next chapter, make sure to like the video, join the discussion in the comments, and subscribe for more dramatic, high-impact storytelling from the world of boxing. Do you believe Crawford should face Janibek next? Is Lara the smarter route? Or should he wait for Canelo and chase another mega fight? Your voice shapes the conversation, so let us know what you think.